Some moments in entertainment look small at first glance. A rehearsal clip, a behind-the-scenes video, a few seconds of choreography captured on a phone. But occasionally, those quiet studio moments carry more cultural weight than the fully produced performance itself. That was the case when Wang Yibo and Aaron Kwok were seen rehearsing together for a major CCTV stage. What circulated online wasn't just a dance practice, it was a powerful visual of generational continuity. And for many fans, especially those who have followed Chinese pop culture over the past decade, it unexpectedly reopened a familiar conversation. Where does Xiao Zhan stand in this evolving narrative? To understand why this rehearsal resonated so deeply, you have to understand who Aaron Kwok represents. As one of Hong Kong's legendary For Heavenly Kings, Kwok helped define the blueprint for the modern Asian male pop performer in the 1990s. He wasn't just a singer, he was a kinetic force on stage. Precision, stamina, charisma, his performances were built on discipline long before social media metrics and trending hashtags became industry currency. Wang Yibo, though born into a completely different era, carries a surprisingly similar foundation. Known internationally for his breakout acting role in The Untamed, he has since expanded into film, professional motorcycle racing, fashion ambassadorships, and large-scale televised performances. But at his core, before the acting fame and brand campaigns, he was a dancer. That technical grounding has always separated him from the typical idol archetype. Watching the rehearsal footage, what stands out is not flashiness, but control. Aaron Kwok moves with the assurance of someone who has mastered stage physics, every line deliberate, every accent intentional. Wang Yibo mirrors that energy with a quieter intensity. His style is clean, almost restrained, yet razor-sharp. There is no visible ego in the room, no attempt to overpower. Instead, there is synchronization. It feels less like a collaboration and more like a transmission, knowledge moving from one generation to the next. And that's precisely why the moment became bigger than a rehearsal. Because whenever Wang Yibo steps into a defining performance space, the public memory inevitably circles back to Xiao Zhan. For American audiences who may be less familiar with the dynamics of Chinese fandom culture, the connection stems from The Untamed. The 2019 series became a global streaming phenomenon, building massive international fan bases for both actors. Their on-screen chemistry as co-leads created a cultural moment that transcended language barriers. As a result, their careers, though independent, have often been discussed in tandem. Yet the trajectories since then have been markedly different. Xiao Zhan has leaned heavily into vocal performance and large-scale solo concerts that emphasize emotional storytelling. His stage presence is rooted in expressive delivery, lyrical interpretation, and audience connection. Wang Yibo, on the other hand, continues to refine his identity as a performance-based artist. Rhythm, physicality, technical execution, these remain central to his stage language. The rehearsal with Aaron Kwok crystallizes that distinction. Standing beside a veteran known for explosive choreography, Wang Yibo doesn't shrink or adapt into something softer. He meets the standard head-on. His movements are grounded. His transitions are precise. He performs not as a trending celebrity, but as a trained dancer fully aware of his body and space. For longtime observers of Chinese entertainment, this moment symbolizes more than a TV stage. It reflects the evolution of the idol industry itself. The earlier generation, represented by Aaron Kwok, built careers on live performance credibility. The newer generation navigates digital virality, global brand partnerships, and cross-industry expansion. Yet here they are, sharing the same rehearsal floor, speaking the same physical language. That image carries weight. And it inevitably prompts comparison, not necessarily competitive, but reflective. When Wang Yibo reinforces his dance identity so clearly, it highlights how distinct his artistic path has become from Xiao Zhan's. The contrast is no longer subtle. It's structural. One builds emotional resonance through vocals and narrative concerts. The other sharpens stage authority through kinetic precision. Neither direction invalidates the other. If anything, it demonstrates the range of what post-drama superstardom can look like. Two actors from the same breakout project have constructed entirely different performance ecosystems. The rehearsal also underscores something often overlooked in modern celebrity culture: craft still matters. Long before the cameras roll, before the stage lights ignite, before trending topics erupt, there are hours in mirrored studios where repetition shapes excellence. In that environment, hierarchy fades. Popularity doesn't execute choreography, discipline does. Wang Yibo's comfort in that space speaks volumes. Despite his status as a global luxury brand ambassador and box office draw, he remains visibly grounded in training culture. His body language during rehearsal suggests focus rather than spectacle. He is not performing for social media, he is calibrating for the stage. Aaron Kwok's presence amplifies that significance. A performer who has sustained relevance across decades does not rely on nostalgia alone. He maintains standards. Sharing choreography with him is not symbolic window dressing, it's an implicit endorsement of capability. In this sense, the rehearsal becomes a cultural bridge. It links 1990s cantopop dominance to 2020's digital era stardom. It ties analog discipline to algorithm-driven fame. And in doing so, it reframes the conversation around Wang Yibo, not just as an actor who once starred in a viral drama, but as a performer actively situating himself within a lineage. The renewed discussion around Xiao Zhan is less about rivalry and more about divergence. Audiences are witnessing two distinct blueprints for long-term sustainability. Xiao Zhan cultivates emotional intimacy and narrative-driven musical identity. Wang Yibo strengthens performance, credibility, and multidisciplinary expansion. Their foundations overlap, but their architectural designs differ. What makes this rehearsal compelling is its subtlety. There is no dramatic announcement, no headline proclaiming generational succession. Just movement. Just rhythm. Just two artists rehearsing under fluorescent studio lights. And yet, in that simplicity, a broader story unfolds. It's a story about how careers evolve after breakout fame. About how artists choose what to refine when the initial spotlight fades into longevity strategy. About how legacy is not inherited automatically, it's earned through repetition, humility, and resilience. This wasn't just a dance. It was a visual thesis on identity. It showed Wang Yibo not chasing comparisons, not reacting to discourse, but reinforcing his core strength. It showed Aaron Kwok still commanding respect without theatrics. And it reminded audiences that sometimes the most significant cultural shifts happen not on stage, but in rehearsal. For international viewers watching from afar, this moment offers clarity. Chinese entertainment is not monolithic. Its stars are not interchangeable. And growth does not always follow the same blueprint. In the end, the studio clip did more than tease an upcoming televised performance. It reopened a conversation about trajectory, discipline, and artistic direction. It invited reflection on how two actors once linked by a single drama have stepped into entirely different arenas. And perhaps that's the real takeaway. The spotlight is wide enough. One artist finds power in vocal storytelling. Another finds it in kinetic mastery. A veteran bridges decades with unshaken precision. Together, in one rehearsal room, they remind us that performance, true performance, is built long before the applause begins.